What's going on, everybody? TheKennyDubz here with another Mega Man X Type character overview video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at SD Second Armor X as he released recently in the global version. Alright, here we're taking a look at SD Second Armor X. Nice and adorable here with this little chippy form. Let's take a look at the splash screen. Not too bad there. Again, first and foremost, if you hear that in the background, that's my air conditioner. It's getting quite hot here, so that's going to be on the background for some videos. Unfortunate. Second, more very important thing, in the global version recently, hopefully by the time this video goes up, will still be active. There was a code for 40 memories for SD Second Armor X, so if you're on the global version of the game, you can get a free copy of that by checking the YouTube short that I uploaded, showing off the code and what it gives. Be sure to check out the codes or the shorts I upload as well if you're in the global version, because I do tend to upload those when talking about the activation codes for the global version. Anyway, so SD Second Armor X here. Let's take a look at the active skills. So these are actually going to be very similar to Second Armor X's skills. First up, we have the stock charge shot. Shoot an energy round to inflict about 20% attack damage on the target. Can be charged up to unleash a more powerful energy round. At full charge, the cast shots 6 shots in total that deal 5 times the amount of damage. Now, that's actually quite a bit of shots, to be honest. Because at least for Fourth Armor X could stock up to 4 shots, but this one stocks up to 6, which is pretty interesting here. Deal 5 times the amount of damage, quite nice. So first up, we have mobility for the modifier chips, reduce rep time by 20%, not bad there. Accelerate charge, the time required to reach maximum charge reduced by 25%, again, not bad there. And then the last one, if I remember correctly, is all-out barrage. The maximum charge is unleashed. 6 energy rounds can be released at once. So rather than just like saving them and holding them, you can just shoot them out all at once, which is kind of useful because at least with Fourth Armor X, you have to kind of like keep a mental note when you're using it that you have, if you had any shots left in, left in reserve, right? But with this, this also allows you a lot of burst damage, so I like that a lot there. I think Fourth Armor X has something similar when you get him to 4-star. My Fourth Armor X isn't 4-star, so I don't know off the top of my head. Next up, we have the Giga Crush, just like Second Armor X. Consumes all armor energy to deal 240% attack damage to all enemies in range, and fires 3 tracking ice cream missiles. Now, the tracking ice cream missiles, those are not part of regular Second Armor X, but the Giga Crush is. That ignore terrain and track enemies in 50% damage to the target without taking any damage during use. Armor energies regain as time passes and when being attacked. That's quite nice there. So, just as long as you're being attacked and, time passes. The Ice Cream Barrage is quite nice as well. It's just, extra damage. So, as for the modifier chip for this, we have energy conservation. Energy consumption reduced by 20%. Not too bad there. Showtime, you're not suffering negative effects when using Giga Crush, so you're already immune to damage with this here. So then this gives you true Showtime access there. And finally, Giga Assault. When using it, meaning the Giga Crush, gain an enhanced damage status to increase damage up by 24%, which isn't bad. Damage amplification is quite nice. So for the passive skills, we have Armor Protection, which is taking about 15%. I like this, but this is kind of lacking, I think, with like more recent units. It's just this. Energy increase, increase the damage of Giga Crush by 5%, and increase the armor energy available at the time of attack by 30%. This is pretty okay as well. Damage increase is nice. It's funny that they put the 5% here because they tend to have that with just the regular skills anyway, but damage is damage. And increase armor energy available at the time of Giga attack by 30%. This is quite nice as well. Next up, we have Destroy Armor, or Armor Crush, as I call it frequently. When hitting a target with the first maximum charge, the target's defense is weakened and increased by 32%. Damage taken is increased by 32%. So, whether you're using the all-out barrage or you're just shooting the charge shots, you will be able to inflict defense crush on the first attack, and then the other 5 shots will be able to hit, or whatever you're using will be able to hit for more damage, which is quite nice. Armor of Zeal. Get a defensive shield that can withstand 90% attack damage when you hit a mid-range target. This will only trigger once more after a 6-second cooldown. Increase natural recovery speed of armor energy by 25%. That's good there. The only downside I have with this, or the only thing I don't like about this, is you have to hit a target in mid-range, which your skills can hit from mid-range anyway. The problem is you would want your shield just maybe outside of mid-range in case you hit a target in short or long range, as well as using like a sniper style buster or something like that. We have Buster Mastery. Increase damage by 20% when equipping a Buster. The maximum charge shot can now go through landscaping barriers and penetrate a target. The damage after penetration is 25%. I like this passive a lot here because this gives you much more than just the Buster Mastery passive. So now 20% extra damage with equipping a Buster. That's great there. So more damage implication on top of this right here if you use your Gear Crush. But your charge shot also now go through terrains and barriers, which is also really, really good. So that means that, that your Armor of Zeal shield will be active more often than not, which is very, very nice there. As for the DNA, I don't remember if the DNA is active on these characters in global. I'm going to assume no, because they're too new. So first up, we have Buster Adaptability. Reduce damage taken by 20% when equipping a Buster. Again, another passive I like. Always like having passives like this because they just inherently reduce the damage you take when equipping a Buster or a weapon, but it's not tied to a specific buff so that the enemy can't steal it away. Next up, we have Enhanced Armor of Zeal. Armor of Zeal is enhanced to receive shields when hitting a target. Defensive shields increase by 20%, acceleration by 200%. So the shield lasts a lot longer, like 4 times longer. The defense capability is increased by 20% as well, and it's just changed to when you hit a target, which is very, very good. Unfortunately, I think they could have just changed that so that it was hit a target in the first place rather than adding this in the DNA. But you know what? At least you have it, right? So that now whenever you hit the target, you can proc your shield, which is good. It lasts 4 times longer, and it's enhanced by 20% as well. So that's good there. And then finally, we have Energy Absorb. We hit a target with stock charge shot, increase your armor energy, increase the protection, the effective armor protection by 40%. Very, very good there. I actually believe that Second Armor X has this DNA passive as well. I'm pretty sure. And I don't actually remember. I'm pretty sure he does have this. I don't remember if it's in DNA or if it's just like a stock passive though. But increasing the effect of armor protection by 40% is pretty nice. That bumps up to 24%. Wait, hold on. Is it 40%? Oh, no, that's more because you start off at... Oh, wait. No. No, never mind. Okay, so when I said 24%, that's because I was just immediately thinking... I was immediately thinking it's a 20% base. I mean, it'll be pretty close to 24%, actually. Closer to like 20%, but outside of that, let's check the unique recombined DNA. Is conservative fighting. When you hit an invulnerable target, recover 12% HP. This fucking only trigger once per second cooldown. I mean, this one's actually pretty interesting. I think that base, one of the variations of base has this actually. I'm pretty sure, doesn't he? I think so. Other than that, you have mid-range boost. Things like that. Player Sentinel is pretty cool. Player Killer, which is also pretty nice for PvP. Best adaptability, best application. Some nice things there. For the defensive ones, interference resistance, low skill resistance, no weapon, no skill special attack, no weapon special attack. Pretty interesting things there. But that's it for SC Second Armor X. He has no cards of his own, so let's go take a look at some weapons that might pair well with him. Alright, so SC Second Armor X likes busters, and you know what it goes well with busters? That's right. Melee weapons. So melee, the hybrid combo of Buster Melee comes through once again. It's just so good on any character, really, but especially good on characters that inherently have Buster synergy. So as per usual, things like Sniper Buster, Explosive Bolt, Hawk Precision Buster, Destructive Laser as well, right over here. So Sniper Buster is available for free, which is part of the reason why I recommend it, but it's not just a Sniper Buster. Sniper Busters are really, really good. And when I say it's available for free, I mean if I go do this, like this right here, acquisition method, you can get it from the research lab by just making it each day. So that's quite nice there. The Explosive Bolts probably is the best Sniper Buster still. This just has the widest range. It has a pretty fat attack stat here. You see this is 150% as opposed to 120%. Alongside that, it has some pretty nice skills here. Player Killer is always what I recommend for the hidden skill on this one, just because if you're playing PvP, it's just a lot easier to have Player Killer active than to use Penetration. Now, Penetration, like I always say, it does have higher potential damage output. However, the trade-off for Penetration is that you have to be able to bank your shots and have them ricochet off of terrain, which might not always be possible depending on the stage you're in. Maybe your setup might not be that great. So that's why I always recommend Player Killer. It's just easy to get value out of. Something that I don't think I actually talk about. Yeah, this lets you rebound your shots. I think I always talk about penetration, but I never actually draw attention to the spray calibration system, which is what allows your shots to ricochet. We also have the Hawk Precision Buster here. I like the appearance of the weapon. I don't like it in practice. So the big draw of this weapon, right, is that it can pierce terrain, which is fantastic for a sniper buster. However, in order for it to pierce terrain, you have to gain your quick hunt status. In order to get your quick hunt status, you have to hit a target with this weapon when in long or mid range. So in order for you to pierce terrain, you have to have this buff act. In order to get this, you have to hit a target preemptively or with this in order to get that buff. Because after that, you can your flight speed increase, you can pierce terrain, which is cool. But I would like it better if it didn't have to pierce terrain to start with this there. As for the hidden skills on this, if you opt to use this, you can go like long range boost, twin hawks, pretty good as well there. Moving on to the melee weapons here. Nightmare is just a good weapon. Use Nightmare for the attack boost. Nightmare gets an attack boost as long as you're hitting something or you're just swinging a weapon around. So Nightmare is just good for that. Gives you a free attack boost off that. Ancient Relic's good for its utility. You might not want to use Ancient Relic on SD Second Armor X though, because SD Second Armor X already has his. Okay, that I phrased that wrong. As a shield passive, so be careful if you're going to be using Ancient Relic and you have the shield passive on, because you'll overwrite his shield with a much weaker shield. You want to use this for the speed boost. The speed is what you use this for anyway in a PvP scenario. But if you're using this in PvE, the shield is probably what you're going to go for, just because having the shield in PvE will be a lot better. But again, remember, if you're using this for the shield, you might not want to use it with SD Second Armor X or any character that has an inherent shield that's stronger. Following that, the Grudge Axe. I say this all the time, I don't like this weapon, but it's really good. What this weapon does is it makes buffs trivial that can be stolen. So basically, any character that has a buff that cannot be stolen has an instant up advantage on this weapon because it cannot be stolen. What this weapon does, like I said, it has a chance to steal a target's buff that is stealable, and it can inflict them with out of control. And the chance of that happening is about 60% once you have this fully unlocked, because inherently 30%. There's a 60%. However, because of dash slashing, you're going to trigger that 60% very, very frequently, and it's going to be a very, very good time for the person using Grudge Axe. Other than that, a few generically good weapons you can probably make use of are Lightbender as a sprayer or the Gator Fangs. You really want to play in like mid-range with SD Second Armor so that you can proc his shield, but you can have your buster shots for that, and these weapons are just very, very good generically anyway. Lightbender is a sprayer that can deal melee damage essentially. With the Saw Blades, Lightbender also allows you to dispel buffs as well, so that's pretty cool there, and that's pretty nice with that. The Gator Fangs is much more of a close range weapon. At least with Lightbender, you have a bit of leeway with it in the range because of the Saw Blades. Of the Bender here. This is much more of a close range weapon here. As you can see with Rending Fang, Predator, and Rapid Reload. You want to be up close and personal with this, which you can still do with SD Second Armor X, because you can proc your shield off your Buster. And then if you want to get in close range afterwards, or this to deal lots of damage, you can do so with this here. And alongside that, I think that the Cannon God, which is the Decides Will at Home, can be pretty good on this. I call it the Sidewall at Home because the Sidewall is just a better version of this, but this can penetrate terrain, which is pretty nice, and it can inflict stun as well, so that's pretty good there. And if you do have his unique DNA, you could potentially trigger your healing off of this from much further away in case the enemy is actually doing something that has iframes on them. You can also use the Starbreak Cannon as well. I think Buster Melee is the best loadout, but like I said, these weapons are just pretty generically good as well if you want to use them. Again, it says complete penetration. This also has where's I always lose track of it here. Is it this? No. Restriction off? Yeah, restriction off. Okay, so you can dispel buffs here with this as well. And then finally, I have to talk about the Decides Will because I mentioned it earlier. Decides Will is just a fantastic weapon. It's a really good zoning weapon, and it has very, very long range. Doesn't matter if your auto aim is turned off or you're confused or something like that. You will hit with your missiles. You have a laser as well. different long range. And did I say it pierces the rain? Well, I guess I didn't. It pierces the rain. So yeah, this is a very, very good weapon here to use as well for PvP. All right, for cards, like I say each time, it's going to depend largely on what your loadout is. But because I'm pretty sure SC Second Armor doesn't actually have DNA currently in the global version, you're going to be much more limited in what you build can have on it. However, with that said, you will want to do things like if you're doing Buster Melee, you will want the typical Buster Melee card. There's some other things as well. Typical Buster Melee Elite Hunter. This is just the best Buster Melee combo, as you see here. 10% from that, 80% from this. Pop these together. That's an additional 18% damage mitigation, damage amplification. Those are quite nice there. And Player Killer as well if you're using it for PvP. Player Killer cards we have are the Akuma card, which you can get from, well, sorry, these are limited from the Street Fighter event. I also didn't mention, this comes from your guild, so hopefully you're lucky with getting some of those. That's why I have so many. Also from the Street Fighter collaboration, we have the Akuma card, which will stack with any level of Player Killer because it's called Master of the Fist. Damage amplification and damage mitigation right here alongside. That's really good. But for the Elite Hunter card, it's blue, red. So you do two of these together, which is how you get the 18%. And then aside from that, you can do the Twin Heroes card if you really want as an option. But I don't think Twin Heroes card would be the best option for this. Twin Heroes card is very, very good. However, that's more melee oriented. Instead, I think you could go for the Excess Memories card, which you get the Excess Memories card from the Deep Recorder. So this card is always available. It's available for free players as well. So that's pretty good there. It has Bust Amplification on it, which is why I think it's a little bit better than the Twin Heroes. The Twin Heroes is also a very limited card in the global version. You got that from the monthly reward or from buying it back in the day. X and Zero is also an option as well for a blue card that you can make use of. Because that's Buster adaptability here. Though again, this is a card I think that only came from the monthly activities, so you might not have this if you were a newer player, or if you just didn't rack up enough activity points for that month. A few other player killer cards we have access to here are the Life Aura and the Sigma X4 card. These you can get from the arena tokens, or the token shop in general over there, so you always have access to these as long as you have the tokens. And before we wrap this up, and just to include these, because I usually include some of these as well, the Wheel Gator card is also another card you can get if you want Player Killer. You can make this in the research lab, but honestly, it's really not worth going for, just because you can get the tokens, the card from the token shop. Though, I mean, I guess if you're really low on tokens, you can make a couple of Wheel Gator cards. And then there's also the Mac card, which has Player Killer on it as well. The Mac card, while it is available for free, you have to open card packs and hope you get your RNG over to this so that you can pull it. So there's that. Alright, that's going to wrap up SD Second Armor X. Now this video is a little bit rushed because one, this is late because I couldn't have recorded it last week, and two, I do have some things I need to take care of in my personal life. So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go as in-depth as I usually do on some of these, but you know what, maybe some of you enjoy these a bit shorter versions of these. So, but yeah, that's it for SD Second Armor X. Now, should you pull for SD Second Armor X? Well, right now I'm going to say no, because as long as you input the code that I will, again, include as a card, you can get them for free, so you don't have to pull for them. Honestly, I get that it was, like, the devs are trying to be, trying to be nice and everything, but, like, it just feels like a kick in the teeth, to be quite honest. 4 days after the banner launched, they just give a character out for free. People probably already pulled for this character, and if you're one of the people that pulled for this character, honestly, I kind of feel for you. Because you could have just saved the resources and got it for free. However, again, if you don't have the code, and if you don't input the code before it expires, well, I mean, there's that. But other than that, this is an okay character. I think this is more of a character you would pull for if you just pull for characters you like, rather than characters that are viable. And if you like SD Second Armor X, like you like the art style of like Mega Man powered up, hey, go for it, because that's basically what this is all after, right? Like, this is the Mega Man powered up kind of style here, like the Chibi style. And these are okay characters, though without their DNA in the global version, I feel like it's going to be very, very difficult to do much of anything with them in PvP. But once they get their DNA, it'll obviously be a lot easier, though by that time, DNA might be a barren wasteland for in terms of using non-meta characters. So, shooting pull for this character, like I mentioned, if you like it, go for it. There's that. I don't think you'll really be too disappointed. Now, you can actually use this character in Total Power Battle. That might be something you want this character for. Because having more Kites Fight is good. He has a screen nuke. You know, he has a lot of burst damage if you want to use him versus bosses. It won't be that good for the lightning mode, but you could potentially using him versus the expedition or the boss in the enemy clearing. I don't remember the name. Just like lightning expedition and something else. But I'm pretty sure lightning is the speed. Anyway. That's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It'll help my channel out because I'm enjoying the content. And like to give a quick shout out to my YouTube channels and my patrons who supported me, allowing me to continue doing what I do. If you'd like to support me as a YouTube channel member or as a patron, you can find information on how to do that down below in the video description. As a bonus, you get some access to some behind the scenes content, updates on what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and when videos go live. And you even get to see some videos before they go live here on YouTube. And anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Later.